never had imagined my life as it is now, prior to now, but I am so glad that this is where it is now.
Like, it was hard being a single mom, and I had 3 kids. Megan just found out that I lost one of them, 21 years ago?
Yeah.
It was hard. It was a struggle, but I always thought my family would be there for me.
I never thought I'd be in this position. I couldn't even imagine it.
If we didn't have these services, we would be in a world of hurt.
If I didn't have any of these programs, I probably wouldn't have custody of my children.
This is no surprise to anybody that housing prices have been rising in our area for many years, and doesn't seem to be any stopping point. In 2020, just here in Kittery, about 70% of households paid more than 30% of their income on housing costs. So that means that there was a large number of households who were really spending a good chunk of their income on housing, and that leaves very little left in the budget for any other expenses. So anything like a unexpected car repair or a medical bill can really push these households over the financial cliff. And so with the recent rise in inflation and grocery prices increasing at a crazy rate, we, both Fairtide and Footprints and other social service agencies, are seeing a lot more people who are reaching out for the first time, who really need that assistance, who are struggling financially. We've all had a greater demand for services and are just seeing an increasing number of people who have never had to ask for help before and are finding themselves in a situation where they need to do that. And oftentimes that's really difficult for households. They have really very little idea of how to enter the system. And once they do get into the system through any number of entry points, it's very hard to navigate. So our agencies are spread out, across our community. We all have different hours of operation, different intake processes, and so it really is a struggle to figure out how to navigate all the resources that many of these households need in order to really be truly fully supported and lifted up out of poverty.
When we didn't have the services, when we didn't access them, we had no food. I mean, struggle. It was a struggle.
I'm on Social Security, and they just raised my rent. So I'm trying to say, okay, so what don't I need?
We've lived here since 1970, and without the services that we have now that are provided by Footprints and all the other services that are available, we would not be able to live within our means. It would be impossible.
In finding services, you're not usually in the best position to reach the help that you need. You're usually separated by all numbers of things, like just trauma can do it alone.
I don't access a lot of anything except for the food pantry because there's too many places that you have to travel to. And then spending gas, but being under one roof, that would be totally awesome.
Back in 2019, a group of us social service agencies got together and started talking about how we can be doing this better. And what came out of that meeting was this vision to create a one-stop shop resource hub. We thought to ourselves, wouldn't it be amazing if we were all working together under the same roof? So we left with that unified vision without having any idea how we were going to actually do it. And then fast forward a couple of years, and we had some money that became available here in Maine through the American Rescue Plan Act. And that was an opportunity that we decided to take advantage of. It was the perfect fit for this type of project that was going to, greatly benefit our communities. And so Megan and I went in front of the York County Commissioners and requested $750,000 of York County's ARPA allocation to purchase the property that will become the home of Mainspring.
The building will be occupied by Fairtide's administrative office, caseworker office, and landlord engagement, and their thriving thrift store. The right side and will be Footprints. We're going to a full grocery store style market, so when you walk into Footprints, you'll no longer feel like you're in a food pantry, you'll feel like you are in a grocery store. York County Community Action is joining us with their social outreach worker and their WIC program. general assistance we are hoping for from both Kittery and Elliott to be administered in the building. There'll be a kids area, which is sponsored by Duncan. There'll be a waiting area with our meal of the week. We do these recipe kits each week, trying to increase nutrition plus knowledge about whole food cooking. We'll have those samples out. We were going to have our most exciting piece is a commissary kitchen to increase our distribution of prepared meals for the community. Because the number one population that we're seeing a drastic increase of individuals utilizing the pantry are senior citizens in this community, and who are really struggling to pay their costs. And then we'll be on the downstairs. We'll also have 2 boardrooms that'll be for use of anyone in the building, but also anyone outside of the building. Adult Ed has reached out, both Kittery and Marshwood, to utilize those for daytime classes. Then we have some partnerships and conversations happening around medical, some form of medical support, like a triage, mental and behavioral health, substance misuse.
The idea, though, is that people in need have one place to go, that they can enter the doors of Mainspring and they can have access to these comprehensive programs and services, that our agencies are going to be able to work much more efficiently and effectively. It will be a game changer to have all of us be able to just come together, in the conference room and talk about some of the folks who really need all of our touch points. So we're building out the programming so that people can get what they need in one place in a really client-friendly way. And it's going to be a beautiful facility.
Having everything under one roof and being able to get to each program that day would save me so much stress as a mother.
If there was a way to have different things in one place, gosh, that would have been better.
Mainspring is going to strategically and systematically improve the way we deliver social services, and ultimately, it will define how well we care for our community. This proven model provides benefits to the individuals we serve, but also offers efficiencies and stability to the nonprofit partners operating under the Mainspring roof.
We really believe that a community is only as strong as its most vulnerable members. And by truly supporting our neighbors who are struggling, we lift up our entire community. We invite you to learn more about Mainspring and how you can help bring this vision to life.
I've been helped so much by Footprints Food Pantry, so much, and that security just alone from the food thing was enough for me to feel like, okay, I can make it through to the next problem, I can solve this, and I can keep going.
I treasure my house. I don't want to give up my house, and I don't want to have to move. I know someday I may have to, but I don't relish the idea at all.